Western reporter had done this since the rise of the Taliban a decade earlier. It would be dangerous, but I felt that I could do it. I had contacts that no other journalist had. I knew this region. I knew its culture. There were countless reports that the Taliban had reconstituted itself in the tribal areas of Pakistan and that Osama bin Laden was hiding there. I would go to the men I knew from my recent reporting trips and through them find the mujahideen I had known 25 years before, some of whom were now Taliban leaders. I let my hair and beard grow. Ramadan, the month of fasting, began in late August, and I began to fast. My goal was to disappear as much as I could into Afghan culture, specifically the culture of the Pashtuns, the people who lived on both sides of the border, in Afghanistan and in Pakistan. I maintained a social life in Kabul, but I kept my work hidden. I began to travel secretly along the border, sleeping in villages, meeting with tribal leaders, mullahs, and the Taliban. I began to cross the mountains into Pakistan. I knew that this is what I was supposed to do, where I was supposed to be. I was determined to push it to the very end. I kept in touch via email with my editor in New York, my literary agent, a woman I was going out with, my family, and various editors and producers at CBS, but gradually I sent fewer and fewer emails. I ate in Afghan restaurants, wore Afghan clothes, and more avoided Westerners. I was increasingly on edge and nervous. On January 3, 2008, I wrote a letter to my editor. It would be my last correspondence with him. Prologue. Thursday, January 3rd. Dear Paul, Happy New Year. I want to give you an update on the book and to let you know where I am on it at the moment. I am writing a letter because I don't trust emails. I'm not completely paranoid, but close to it. I began working on the book at the end of August. I've traveled through most, but not all parts of eastern Afghanistan along the border. I have a few important places yet to go. I will go to them this winter or later in the spring. I've interviewed a great number of people, tribal leaders, local people, politicians, and mullahs. I have an interview scheduled with President Hamid Karzai on the 10th. I live in Kabul, but when I'm away, I live like a Pashtun. I have sneaked 4 times into the tribal zones of Pakistan, our goal. I have been deep into Moman Agency, one of the zones. I went in with very religious drug traffickers. We sneaked past the border post, where a week before, the Taliban killed 4 policemen. I have crossed with tribal leaders into Kurram Agency, also in the tribal zones. I have been twice into Chitral, in the north, where Gulbuddin Hekmatyar lives, and where many feel Osama bin Laden may be hiding. I know our goal is to cover the tribal zones, not just eastern Afghanistan. I've been with the Taliban 3 times. Once in the mountains, about a 6-hour hike south from Tora Bora. The Taliban there came from North Waziristan. They invited me to come with them on another trip to their training camps. We shall see. The day after I left, the government came and arrested some tribal people. I don't know if someone recognized me or learned that a foreigner was there. Before that, I met with the Taliban commander in Kunar province, in the north of Afghanistan, along the border. This meeting represents the first time any journalist has been with the Taliban in eastern Afghanistan, so I am told. A member of Al-Qaeda, along with other Taliban, was watching when I interviewed the Taliban commander in Kunar. The next day, the U.S. Army came and attacked them from the air and on the ground. They did so because the Taliban attacked the army base that night. I was not with them when they attacked the base. I won't do that. The Taliban leader has since called my translator and my go-between a number of times. He wants to take me to their training camps. I haven't agreed to go yet because I'm not sure he doesn't want to kidnap me. My go-between is going up into the mountains to talk to him now. I had one of my biggest scares thus far on New Year's Eve. It's still not over. I sneaked across the border from Kunar with 2 guides and went into Chitral in the tribal areas. It took a month to arrange this. There I met with